Hey YouTube, how's it going? It's me, R Squad 911, back again with another statue unboxing and assembly, even though I don't think there's much assembly to this one. And a quick review. Really excited about this piece. I'm kind of excited about all the pieces I get, but I'm kind of extra excited about this one. I was in search of this piece for a while, and after watching the last episode of Book of Boba Fett, it renewed my focus on finding this statue. So what we have here is the Gentle Giant Star Wars Rancor limited edition statue. I'm not exactly sure what scale it is. I think it's like 1/7, 1/10. It's a pretty big piece. I think it's about 16 inches tall. Very heavy. I've been searching for this for a very, very long time, and found a local collector who had one brand new in the box. We opened it at his place just because, well, I mean, it's been sitting in his basement for, I don't know, 14 years, 15 years. I believe this statue came out in 2006. He just never opened it, so we opened it there just to make sure there wasn't, I don't know, any moisture damage was in his basement. It was a little damp, so I was just worried if there was any damage to it, obviously, and maybe it was shipped to him damaged and he just never opened it. So I didn't want to have any surprises paying what I paid for it. I think this thing only retailed for like $300 when it came out back then. And back then people were complaining about how expensive that was. And if you compare it now to the same scale Rancor that Sideshow has, it's about 600 US. And then if you want to get their deluxe version, I think that's like 1300 US. So it's kind of crazy. So when you kind of like put everything into perspective, this was a steal back then. And it's still considered one of the best Rancors out there due to its accuracy, screen accuracy. And considering how old this piece is, it's still very coveted. So opened it, everything was fine, brought it home, and here we are now doing an unboxing video. So what I'm going to do is, with everything that's put back in here, we didn't put the tape back around this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the camera, open it up, and gently put it onto the table, and then we'll get a bird's eye view of what's inside the styrofoam box. That's the brown shipper here. Yes, we opened it from the reverse side, but this was from Diamond Comic Distributors Incorporated, Memphis, Tennessee. This one is number 1628. I think there's only 2,000 of these made. So kind of a big run, but these are so hard to find. And if you're going to look on eBay for one of these, I think they're going from anywhere from, I think the lowest is 800 US to the highest, I think like 1600 US. So it's kind of crazy. I paid somewhere in between those, especially for a brand new in the box one. So I'm very, very happy. I guess before I do the unboxing, I'm going to show you guys the front here. Rancor here, Rancor handler. Oh my goodness, his name is, starts with M. Malakili? Malachi? No, Malakili is the Rancor handler. I'm definitely going to get a Boba Fett on throne, I think a 1/10 scale. I'm going to sit it in front of him. Once I get that, I'll do another video. It's going to look pretty cool. Yeah, Star Wars 30 years. A little bit of box damage here, but that's the Gentle Giant logo. It's an anvil, a butterfly, and a hammer. On the side here, just shows another picture of the Rancor. And then on the back is from the actual movie. In the movie, the eyes were silver because they had used ball bearings as the eyeballs. I believe Gentle Giant just did the eyes like kind of like real with pupils and black and lighter black. For me, I find that I like that more than having the silver eyes, which look very strange to me. Though it does look quite menacing here in the photo, I guess because it had actual metallic ball bearing balls in it. So it gave that kind of like sheen to it, which looks really cool, which would be really hard to replicate, especially in 2006 with paint. But yeah, this basically explains how the Rancor is hidden underneath Jabba's throne room, and Jabba, this was his pet, and for his entertainment, he would feed, I guess, people that displeased him to the Rancor, and he'd watch, and that would be fun for him. Made in China. Then on this side, we have another shot of the Rancor and the handler right there. Cool. So I'm going to turn off the camera. I'm going to get the styrofoam box out of there, put it on the table, and we'll get a bird's eye view and see what we're looking at. All right, so be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I've removed some of the protective tissue paper, but this is basically what you see inside the box. There is the Rancor here. Very heavy, very big. I think he's all solid polystone, which is wonderful. And the only piece that you have to assemble, which you basically peg into the base, is Malakili right here. There's a chain attached to him, so it's really going to be hard to take him out of the box and have him dangling. I guess it would have been cool if there was like some magnets that you could take the chain off and then kind of just connect it to his hand, and you can just choose whatever kind of slack that you needed. But he's basically stuck onto the manacle right there. I think that's what they're called. But yeah, no magnets, just a peg. And that's it right there. What we had in the box was, I guess, a customer response card. I don't know, for warranty, or I don't know, for them to send you stuff. And the typical Gentle Giant card here with the certificate of authenticity, limited edition number 1628 of 2000. It's really cool. Yeah. He looks awesome. I wish you guys could see this in person. It looks so, so good with the drool there. Surprisingly, over time, it hasn't yellowed that much. I thought it would turn very yellow, but the kind of color that it is now, either it's reflecting off the color of the Rancor here, or it just simulates actual kind of like dirty drool saliva that's coming from his mouth. Nice bit of gloss there. Yeah. I'm finding with some of these old pieces that I'm getting, like the Mythos collection, like the sculpts and the paint were just so top notch. It's like the guys nowadays have like sort of become complacent, and they just want to churn these out and pump them out. Or the factories in China, they just, it's more about speed versus care. It's like, we already got the business, we're just going to pump these out for them. Whereas back then, these weren't as, I guess, popular, and they took more time and care when crafting these things. I don't know, I'm just speculating, but I find that some of these older, I mean, there's some old pieces that look absolutely horrible, but some of the old pieces, they just look so good, versus, you know, fast forward almost like 15 to 20 years later, and they look better than the current stuff, which blows my mind. But anyways, I'm going to move the camera back and basically have this set up on the table and put it on the Lazy Susan. We'll turn it around and you guys can see all the glorious details on this piece. So yeah, stay tuned. Hey guys, I am back. Got this guy out of the box. He's extremely heavy. I would say he's probably a good 15 pounds of all solid polystone. But man, got him on the Lazy Susan and he just looks menacing. My goodness. And I did say that this was an assembly video, so the only thing that we need to assemble is here. There's Malakili. And all he does is peg into the base right here. And of course, you don't want him to step on the chain. Chain is just free flowing. It's actually metal. I guess you would just kind of sit it on the base here. Yeah, look at this guy. This is actually my first time seeing him this up close with nice lighting. By the way, I bought lighting to do my videos now, so hopefully the color is okay. I'm going to have to play around and see how it's going to look when I do my videos. But the paint job, amazing. The base looks amazing. There's the rubble, the sandy base. I guess it's supposed to simulate Jabba's Under the Throne Room dungeon. From what I remember, it was more red, more brown, but I guess they went with this lighter beigey, sandy color, so it wouldn't clash too much with the Rancor's color, which I think was a good move. And what we have here is like kind of like a jawbone here. This is a Gamorrean guard's skull, so I'm sure that's the bottom of his jaw there. Probably a bantha bone that feels a little loose. In the back there, I see like a humanoid skull. We'll do some close-ups after. Broken in half bone here. Everything looks great on this. That was that humanoid skull. There's another bone there, and this boulder. Wow. I never even realized this, but he has this kind of like turtle-like tail shell armadillo type armor on the back there. Yeah, that would probably just deflect blaster shots, no problem, especially like in the last episode of Book of Boba Fett. Hopefully, spoiler alert. Yes, he does show up at 3/4 of the way of Book of Boba Fett, and it was freaking amazing. I was saying that maybe Fett should have went and got the Slave One, which I'm not allowed to say anymore. Boba Fett's starship. It's always going to be Slave One. He would have won the battle a lot quicker, but it was so cool having this amazing beast, this Rancor, attack everything, and it was amazing. And everything about the handler here looks awesome, except the head sculpt. And I think human facial sculpts weren't the greatest many years ago, but when they did beasts and other fantastical fantasy stuff, sci-fi stuff, it always looked amazing. But I think it was always hard for the sculptors then by hand to capture the very likeness of facial features on humans, on people. But besides his face, everything else looks great. His clothing looks good. He has even this Tusken Raider sort of staff with a metal spear end, which looks great. Even the gloss on his little bangles there as well. Like some, I don't know if those are Gamorrean guard teeth on his gauntlets. A little bit of chest hair. Looks pretty good. Just the face could have done improvement. But I think, honestly, if it was just, if I sent this out to a paint guy to get repainted, I think it would look phenomenal. But I mean, he's just an extra. Really, all the attention is here on Rancor. It looks amazing. The only thing that I would change on this, I guess, is to have a more screen accurate earring there, though it is actually pierced through the polystone, which is very, very good. Never really noticed the feet. Kind of looks like elephant feet. Wish there was a slight bit more gloss to it, so it kind of looked like actual like bone nails or whatever, kind of like how they did the teeth there. Really nice gloss. The eyes, they look great. If you can catch kind of the light there, you can kind of see that shine. It actually looks like eyes. I think they did a better job. It looks better like this than the silver. Silver would be definitely 100% accurate, but I think as like a monster, I personally like the eyes looking like that. Like you can even see pupils there with the lighter brown in the back with black in the front. Of course, I'm going to do some close-ups and we can, hopefully you guys can see that on the camera. The arms, I love the pose. He just looks so good. The hands with the nails, the way they're curled, that's what grabbed the Gamorrean, bit the head off, clean right off. And then later on grabbed onto Luke. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe this was the bone that was in his mouth that when he crunched down, it broke in half, or maybe it was this one. It was most likely that one because it's actually broken. It's so cool. Actually, what am I saying? That can't be the bone, but it probably represents it because he would have been dead already. He wouldn't be here with the broken bone. Yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, enough talking. I'm going to take the camera off the tripod and we are going to do some close-ups just to see the detail. All right, so stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I am back. I totally forgot to take measurements for you guys, so I did it while I was taking the camera off the tripod. He is 16 inches tall. He's 16 inches wide, left to right, and he's 13 inches deep. The base isn't that deep, but the Rancor's head actually overhangs the base. So from the back here to the front of his nose, the tip of his nose, it's 13 inches. But yeah, I was also looking on YouTube. There's not much videos on the Rancor, so I wanted to do a really in-depth video of everything. So those who are in search of this and are on the fence about it versus other Rancors, yeah, it's a no-brainer. This is the one. Especially with the base. I think Sideshow makes a smaller one that's also 16 inches tall, just the same scale as this, but the base is just this museum base, it's just a shiny black base, which is, it's definitely better with this sandy base and of course with the handler. That's a great bonus. You can probably like change him out and get Boba Fett and sit him there. Oh, be so cool. Anyway, so let's start off with the base here. Nice sandy base. It really simulates the look of sand, the sand of Tatooine. There are the bones there. Very nice detail. They really look like bones. And there is that Gamorrean guard skull and jaw, which looks great. I'm going to spin it around here. And then here's that little boulder there. And more, there's the human skull, more bones. And yeah, what a great piece. I am super happy with this. And there's that human skull in the back there. All right, so now I'm gonna do Malakili. The handler, you can see here, like they did the sculpt on him very well. The clothing, his gauntlets, his little sumo robe towel there, his little anklets or kneelets. There's his chest hair. And of course, you know, that's the head sculpt. It's not too bad. I mean, we're going right up close there. His headdress looks good. But yeah, it's probably, the sculpt is fine. I think it's just the paint job. If I got this repainted, he'll probably look really good, more phenomenal. He probably needs a little bit more stubble, more facial hair. Because I remember as a kid, he just looked like this big fat slob who, you know, I mean, he had what, like 10 seconds, 5 seconds in the movie, but you really got the feeling that, you know, he lost like his best friend. Like a man loses his, or a person loses their dog, you know. They probably raised him and fed him, and they were probably like best friends. Just like in Book of Boba Fett, they were just saying like Rancors, they're very misunderstood. They're actually very loyal, and when they imprint on you, they're just very loving and caring. So. Mean looks aside, they probably had a very close relationship, which was very touching, now that I think about it. Anyways, now we're going to do the Rancor. You can see the feet here. Really nice detail on the nails. Really nice paint job. That's his other foot there. And here's his hands. With the nails, looks great as well. Paint everywhere looks good. Even these little, kind of reminds me of Doomsday with like the little bones, like spikes sticking out. Looks phenomenal. And of course this turtle-like hard shell in the back. Looks great. Little snapping turtle. There's the manacle there. And I think on the Sideshow one, on their 16-inch one, they have the manacle, but they don't even have a chain attached to it. So I know a lot of guys were going to like Home Depot or Rona or wherever and trying to find a chain that matched. And this one has it, and it's metal. All right, there's his knees, going up to his belly there. No detail missed, all the wrinkles, all the, you know, the bone looks like bone. I really love these shoulder pads there. Even all the spikes on the back here. Such great detail. I think who else makes one? Regal Robot just made one. It's about the same size as this, maybe slightly bigger. I think it's 20 inches tall. And that thing was 2,200 US. That's kind of crazy. It has a different pose. I think he's like reaching forward, like he's grabbing stuff and his mouth is open, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so secondary market or used market, like eBay prices, $1,000 to $1,200 is a steal for this, considering how amazing it looks. And with the extras, you know, got the handler there. But yeah, let's focus on the face here. Love the gloss that they used on it. It looks like drool. Man, look at those eyes. So that's the detail in the eyes there that I was talking about. You have that black pupil in the front and then the lighter in the back. If it was all silver, I think it would just look strange to me. Yeah, that looks amazing. Look how good that looks. Look at the teeth. The drool right there. It's done very well. I like it. You can see like it's showing its age. You can kind of see like the slight cracking inside. Of course, you got to be very careful and delicate with that. But it looks great. Looks really, really good. That's the earring there. Wish it was more movie accurate. I think it was like kind of like silverish, goldish, and then it had more detail on it, like rings wrapped around the inside there. I'm sure I can probably get something made and then put that in there. It would look really good. But that's pretty much it. That is the bird's eye view of them right there. Look at those spikes. What an amazing kaiju. Just love it. Side profile. Look at that side profile. Looks so good. I'm doing videos of stuff of what I wanted to see on YouTube that I couldn't find. So hopefully this helps some of you out there are looking for this. Like, this guy is worth every penny. If you're paying $1,000 to $1,200 to $1,500, I think it's still worth it. He looks great. He's probably the best Rancor out there. Of course, he doesn't have the sheer size that the Sideshow one has. And I find the color on the Sideshow one's a little light, whereas this one is a lot more accurate, to me at least. Yeah. Super happy. So glad I found him, especially locally. I don't like to pay the shipping prices and getting hit with when over the border duties, taxes, brokerage fees. It's just great to just drive over to somebody's house, inspect it, take it, load it in your car, bring it home, and to do these videos. So please, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification buttons. I'm trying to do as many videos as possible. But yeah, I enjoy doing it, and I hope you guys enjoyed. So yeah, this is the Gentle Giant Rancor limited edition with the handler Malakili. Yeah, catch you guys on the next one. See ya. Bye.